Just when you thought the ugliest thing that Ubisoft was going to produce in 2024 was Star Wars Outlaws, they outdid themselves, guys. Oh my god, this is about the craziest thing that I've seen. It might not be the wokest thing at the end of the day, mostly because, well, this is an ancient game at this point in time. I can't believe that they're still making content, still milking the Rainbow Six Siege audience. But it's right up there. It is right up there with what they're planning on doing with Assassin's Creed Shadows, you know, the black gay samurai game. But having, oh my god, having an operator in a wheelchair. Like, bro, you're supposed to be silent and deadly. You're supposed to be able to maneuver upstairs into houses in order to secure the target. How are you gonna pick somebody who is inconvenienced by a 6-inch high curb? Holy crap, man. Ubisoft, you guys are gonna, I posited the idea that perhaps if Microsoft is out there throwing around any more money, Ubisoft could be on the chopping block in the next couple of years. I'm gonna go ahead and turn that from a prognostication into a certainty. Ubisoft is gonna be bought up by somebody in 2025. If it's not Microsoft, it'll be by Tencent, or if they continue to drive their market share into the ground, maybe even Sony's dumb enough to buy this crap. But alleged Rainbow Six Siege leak reveals wheelchair-bound operator. And we'll know if this leak is true or not here, because it is right around the corner that, well, he actually can't navigate. An alleged leak for Rainbow Six Siege reveals that the new operator will be wheelchair-bound. Jonathan Grant uploaded a video to YouTube that alleges that a woman in a is a woman in a wheelchair, huh? Yep, getting full diversity point. Oh lord, who powers up a robot? It will be an upcoming operator in Ubisoft's Rainbow Six Siege for its Year 9 Season 3 update. Holy crap. Year 9. I remember, like, E3 was thriving at the point in time when this was announced. Back when Ubisoft used to hold, you know, one of the most hyped press conferences of the entire circuit, but then after a couple years, everybody got hip to the fact that, yeah, they'd always start the conference with the game that they teased at the end of last year, not have any more certainty as to when the game was going to release, and then they'd always have a teaser for something that they'd overpromise on and underdeliver with. A case in point, Watch Dogs. But yeah, they did this with Rainbow Six. Oh my god, what was this, back in like 2013 or 2014? Must have been 2013, because yeah, if that cycle was going 2012 or 2013, because yeah, 2015 was when this was released. Oh my god. But yes, the new update, Operation Twin Shells, and we're not just referring the wheels on old Ironside's cart. Ubisoft revealed that Year 9 Season 3 update will be called Operation Twin Shells, in a preview for an upcoming reveal panel for the entire season that will premiere on August 25th, 2024. So yeah, it's literally right here, guys. So we're going to know for sure if this leak is true or not, and if Ubisoft is about as dumb as we think they are. And it's not surprising that Ubisoft would introduce a wheelchair-bound operator. Well, for as bad as they are, I'm kind of surprised by this, because this is just, like, it's insane, man. And the company has made it abundantly clear that they're committed to seppuku. Okay, like, it's fine. It took them long enough to put out a Japanese Assassin's Creed game, but I didn't realize that they would speedrun the entire tradition. The company's vice president of global diversity and inclusion, Arasha Sika, stated, "For Ubisoft, putting diversity and inclusion at the heart of everything we do means providing an environment where employees can thrive, building open-minded communities where players can connect, and creating games that reflect the diversity of the world that we live in." Yeah, because everybody needs to see themselves in games, and whenever that's done, it ends up working about as well as it did with the Acolyte and the Star Wars brand. This is why these freaks, okay, all of these DEI hires, these global diversity presidents, okay, all of your race hustling executives, they cultivate an audience, the Star Wars Acolyte audience, and the moment that something happens that ends up aggrieving them, that's why they're scared of changing course on any of this stuff. That's why they continue to double down and triple down, quadruple down, because you're seeing the backlash that's going on with Star Wars right now. By just simply canceling a bad show that nobody watched, they're seeing this freak out on social media. But then the moment that somebody just tells them, all right, social media is not real life, that we can actually not do this crap and tank our reputation as a company, we can go back to, you know, making competent and coherent games, is the moment that the industry starts to heal itself. But for as many activists that are on social media, they're also entrenched in the corporate offices in these places. So that's why turnarounds ain't likely to happen, at least at the bigger studios. We will not accomplish all of these goals overnight. Just as it takes years of iterations to develop a AAA title, it will only become more diverse and inclusive company by continuously improving, trying new ideas, and learning from the results. It's a long-term commitment that will eventually kill our studio stone dead, like old Floopy's legs. Furthermore, on the company's diversity and inclusion and accessibility portion of its website, it states, "We will create gaming experiences." It sounds like a threat, and push representation forward by embedding diversity and inclusion across our processes, increasing representation in our teams, and offering access to resources that help teams to build more authentic, inclusive, and accessible gaming experiences. Yeah, we're just giving our gender studies friends jobs at a company that, used to be famous for its actually diverse games, because I remember there was this little game that Ubisoft put out that has been well regarded over the years called Beyond Good and Evil. Last time I checked, Jade is one of them women type. Or what about one of Ubisoft's longest held and most coveted IPs? Oh, Prince of Persia. Noted white guy right there. So it's been a naturally quote-unquote diverse company for a long time. You guys just decided to double down on modern dayisms, and well, you're paying the price. And to that end, Ubisoft has introduced a so-called transgender as well as bisexual operator. Yeah, in 2021, Ubisoft introduced an operator named Osa. Like we were just talking about the Acolyte with OSHA, and they have OSA over here, whose biography states, remember, this is supposed to be, some sort of law enforcement officer, adjacent officer, an operator, somebody with a pew-pew, right? She found herself isolated due to her unorthodox approach and others' attitudes towards her transition, so she focused on her work. Oh, no wonder she's competent. It's a man. Yeah, okay, cool, fantastic. Why does that matter? Yeah, whatever, bro. Writer Simon Ducharme confirmed to GameSpot that Osa is indeed a male character pretending to be a woman. Yeah, we got that. The decision to create a transgender character was made early on, because of course it was Ubisoft, as part of our initiative to have an inclusive roster of operators. But too bad Ubisoft is not exactly committed to an inclusive roster of healthy games. The consultants, all of whom are trans people. Holy Christ, you can see the racket in real time. All of these freaks would be on the outskirts of society, panhandling to survive, but instead, by simple virtue of their mental illness, get employed by big AAA studios that, if they continue down this path, won't be AAA studios for much longer, because they'll be quadruple A studios. How well is Skull and Bones doing on Steam? Literal dozens of players, huh? Fantastic. And while, quote-unquote, her identity is certainly influenced by her gender, no, it's the entire purpose, because if it wasn't, why would you bring it up? Why would you make it a central part of your biography? Because guess what? Rainbow Six Siege, yeah, it's first player, so it really doesn't much matter if, you cut something off or put something on. It's only relevant to your fan fiction in your biography section. Who she is in Siege universe is centered on her talents, her influence on Nighthaven, and her close friendship to Callie. What, she's also a trans lesbian? How fantastic. I'm so glad that I've never played Siege in my life. February 2022, former Rainbow Six Siege writer, Lauren Stone, who's currently working at Massive Entertainment. We know what the Massive is. Shout out EFAP. Informed one ex-user who is requesting gay operator cards that Pulse is disordered and bisexual. Of course, Pulse is bi. Has been since launch. Don't know why people don't know this. He is biracial and bisexual, and he flirts with you when he heals you. How did I know? I wrote him. Oh my Christ. Women were a mistake. He was the first character I wrote in the game. Yes, the CD, ND, and EP approved. What the blue hell does that mean? Pulse being bi is canon. Yeah, whatever, bro. Yeah, the first character I wrote in the game kind of lets me know you don't have the best intentions for gaming in mind. You have your own personal agenda first and foremost. Stone later stated that she was not allowed to reveal he lived a disordered life in 2015. Ah, yes, back before the great mind break that was 2016. When these freaks were pushed and kept in the shadows, she wrote that he was biracial was in his original bio. Well, yeah, here's the great thing about that stuff. If you're biracial, it's friggin' obvious. You don't have to write it down in some sort of a Tumblr journal. It's right there. And guess what? Who cares, bro? I couldn't put that he was openly bisexual in 2015, so I used coded language to introduce a bi character. I'll see his mom's white and his dad's black. I don't know what it is, okay? Just go with me. That's biracial. So that means it's coded that he also likes men, whatever. See, living inside the minds of these idiots is a full-time job, and that's why we just point and laugh at Ubisoft for wasting money, because what is this gonna sell? Okay, at this point in time, I remember when, you know, Rainbow Six Siege was a full-price game where you got the complete package, but now they've gone to a free-to-play model, and this is what they're pushing out there, because yeah, I would imagine there's probably still a reasonably healthy user base given the fact that they're on their 9th year of content. I'm just wondering, who is going to be inspired enough to pick up this game after all of these years by a dumpy chick in a wheelchair? Like, are we really doing Helen Keller DLC? Okay, are the people who love Echo, remember that came out this year? I don't need to elaborate on that because nobody remembers Echo from earlier this year. They're going to take up a decade-long squad-based FPS after all this time just because they can finally see themselves represented? No, this is going to end up doing massive brand damage. But to be completely fair, guys, you know, I got a little bit of a scoop, actually, to be completely honest. Okay, I got the inside track over there at Ubisoft. They've seen my coverage about their studio, and they went, "Hey, Don, we got this early access footage for Rainbow Six Siege, and we really want you to talk about this." I know, right? I've been doing this entire video in service of Ubisoft because I got an exclusive, okay? We actually have a little bit of the story trailer, the lead-in for the brand new operative, knowing that this is exactly what we're going to be seeing on the 25th. And in fact, we have it right here, the new Rainbow Six Siege operator, live and in 4K, guys. Okay, as you can see, very lifelike. Okay, since 2015 they have done a great job on the visuals.
Get wrecked, nude.
See, that's right there. They would do something like that. Might actually get me to part with some of my dollars, but no, Ubisoft, you ain't funny enough to do stuff like that, but Ricky Burwitz sure as hell is. Shout out to him. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.